welcome once again to Wars Going On. We are here on the Forerunner server to bring you the latest in what's going on in Watcher of Realms. I'm Arcturus, and with me is Sebastian Keynes. And ever, do remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below because it does really help us grow the channel and gives us ideas to what to talk about in these episodes.
Yep, and you reached a mini milestone that we had set up for you, so stay tuned for details on what's going to be going on in terms to celebrate that achievement, and hopefully we can still keep pushing and get you hopefully get to the thousands here soon.
Yeah, right. One day I'll reach that the monetization milestone of 1,000 subscribers because we're definitely getting the views these days with all the people who've been tuning in to the GvG episodes and the episodes where we've had other content creators joining us, because that really does get a lot of people coming in from all over the place. So this week there was not a lot to talk about in terms of what's going on. There's been no new patches dropped. There has been the Shard Summon event for the artifact for Alaura. If you haven't seen it, Prospector did a video on it. And the conclusion was it's kind of a bit meh at A0, but it will probably scale up a bit better. Alaura is Alaura. She has a role to do. She does it reasonably well. The artifact might help her do it a little bit better.
It's contingent, right? I think that the artifact will work better when she can spread that ultimate spreads the damage, right? I think that is what it's meant to do more than a single target. See, that was my problem with the Gear Lab thing that they did, because somebody did a comparison with the Spirit Siphon, and I don't think it was even level completely. So it was like, if you use this and compare it to that Spirit Siphon, this is going to do better than it, but it didn't. I don't know. That test to me was not conclusive, and I'm guilty to say I haven't seen Prospector's video, but I'm going to have to check it on the test server, because there I know we can get it up to 25 if I remember correctly. So if we can get it to 19, 25, compare it to like, so for the for GR3.
Yeah,
I liked using the one that I was doing was the Skull Reaper, because as soon as she then kills one target and those her ultimate then spreads, it starts doing more damage to the other surrounding. So
right, that's
what I like
exactly the artifact I run on her as well. I do find that it's a really nice one for her, especially under an IVR lead, and she's getting that scaling over time anyway. I've currently got the Falcon's Crest on because I wanted to try it out, but yeah, I generally run a 25 Reaper's Emblem on her.
Yep. So that's the one that I have her on, and when I do use her. So, but I have to make sure that I know that there's like some type of wave coming at her. She's not. I don't use her for single target. I have other marksmen that can do that. So I have to really, if we're gonna do the comparison, we have to find the right setting to do it in.
Yeah. So I wonder if her artifact will interact at A3, because if not, then it's a really bad artifact.
Yeah, exactly. So either I'm gonna have to watch Prospector video to see what type, awakening, what level he tested, all this stuff. Otherwise, if he didn't, I know that sometimes you want to keep your videos short, so you can't fit everything in there. So I can just ask him questions as to exactly how he tested it. But when I saw in the Gear Lab thing that one of the comparison was made was to a Spirit Siphon, I was like, what? That at least on first glance, it didn't make sense to me. So I have to, if I want to make a true comment regarding this artifact, I would have to test it.
Yeah, I've currently got it equipped. I would much prefer to run my 25 Reaper's Emblem, because I know the actual output that it's doing, and it's consistent. And but the way my Alaura is geared, she's over 100% crit rate. She's A2. she's about as good as I'm probably really going to want to get her at the moment. And yeah, she does the job really substantially, even with power of dominance off on the right hand side. She just clears up.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
But yeah, I can see that it might help some people get over the line, but at the moment, I'd much rather have my A3 Kai.
Then the other event that is going on, at least in the game right now, is the Cosmic Trails. I haven't tried it yet, and I got busy with other stuff. There was the whole
Yeah.
Black Friday thing, but I haven't really given it I'm gonna try to do it here after I do my GvG battles, to see how much I can clear of it. But it, from what I'm hearing, is 4 through 6 might be a little bit more challenging, but it's beatable because
Yeah,
you're not
the
dependent on
most
your
annoying thing about it is the fact that they limit you to 3 attacks a day,
Okay.
which was a little bit unnecessary.
Yeah.
So but this one is particularly annoying just in terms of how the damage comes out. This is the Eloin boss,
Mhm.
which is like as a challenge, which is one stage where she comes in and you've got enemies coming top and bottom. And they've added some extra. They've just made it much harder to place your unit so you're not wrapped in poison. And because everything's on, like, you don't have any gear or any artifacts to benefit from it, it's much harder to keep the damage under control in this area. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a bit annoying. I had it where there was like I was down, I'd killed the boss. There was just a few units left to clear, and someone got past me, and that was game over. And I've never managed to get it back there, even though I was using exactly the same combination of units. So there's a bit of RNG involved as well, and I haven't pushed past it. Beyond that, it's Ludwig from the campaign where he comes in, he throws a chain on people, and you have a sport. Well, you do in the game. You had spawn points here and here. It doesn't look like they're present in this game mode. But the most annoying thing is just going to be the speed guys, because if you don't have the damage to keep them under control, they're going to be a pain in the neck.
Yeah. Okay.
At least in 4,
Oh,
5, and 6, you can use legendary heroes, and then you've got Ludwig again. But that's Ludwig with the tentacles and the invisible enemies.
okay.
Doing that with 6 is going to be a pain in the neck.
All right. Hopefully it's not hero specific, so we'll figure. I'll see
It
how
doesn't
much I can
appear
think
to
of.
be. It doesn't appear to be too locked to specific heroes. I mean, if you just like have a look at the recommended lineups on these, it'll give you an idea of the sort of people you're using. Okay, that's a particularly whaley one, but
Yeah, I was gonna say there's Hex.
hey, I have Hex now,
Yeah, I know. You're all happy about it, so I
and
gotta
I got
publish my
and I
video.
managed to get Haas on Nascent as well. So it was like the 2 heroes I was really thinking about getting. Oh wow, now
Oh,
there's a setup for
nice.
you. Wrath,
You know
Abomination,
me.
Volker, Isolde, and
Okay.
Leia. Is that? Oh no, it's Eumonia.
Anomia. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she must be removing. That's the poison stage. Is that
Yeah,
what
but
he's using?
Eumonia's cleanse is really bad.
I know, but I think he's taking advantage of it.
I think
We'll
I'd much
see.
rather run
I
it.
have the
I think I
anomia.
might try that with Desomi. I think I'd have more luck there.
Yeah,
But yeah, even
that could
so.
do too. Yeah. All right. Now, do you need to do all 3 or all 3 stars on all stages to get the fragments? Is that
No,
how
so
it's working?
you can to get like the most of the rewards. You've got ideally you want to get 18 because that's going to give you 2 ancient crystals.
Okay.
Yeah, so the last 50, the last 4 crystals are kind of like just gravy topping because you're only going to get like 15 is like for an extra 15. Your big ones
Yeah.
are going to come from your
Okay.
first 2 stages, like just completing them all.
Yeah. That's how bad I've been ignoring this badly. So I gotta and then you just say you can only do 3 battles a day, so I'm running out
Yeah,
of
and
time.
you've got 9 hours left today and a full day tomorrow to do it. So most people
Okay.
probably have this will probably be closed by the time this event ends. But I think if it comes back, it's a nice game mode. Everyone likes the challenge that they offer, but limiting it to 3 a day, it's just unnecessary stuff. It's just an unnecessary roadblock. If people want to blitz through it, let people blitz through it.
I think that that's an excellent setup to what the topic of today's episode is going to be, because we were going back and forth. I was like, what do we have to talk about? And I said, well, you know what? I've been doing something that is that annoyed the hell out of me. And then it came out as the whole, okay, let's do bugs in the game that are just annoying the hell out of us right now. And that's not a bug, but it is annoying that you can only do 3 battles a day in Cosmic Trails. So I figure, okay, let's ask our cluster and see if there's anything that is particularly annoying them as well, in combination to the ones that we were able to collect. So let's go ahead and get started. Which one do you want to go for first? Do you want to?
So the first one, I want to offer some hope to people. The first one that came up is the laggy shop. So on global, you've just had the Camp 2.0 rollout to you. You've had all of the features like deployed, and I know a lot of you are suffering at the moment getting your SAP, but believe me, it does come in time, and you will get there. But something we had to suffer with for a long time on Forerunners was the shop being super laggy, but they did acknowledge it and they did actually fix it. So as you can see, this shop is not laggy. Okay, there is a patch to the laggy shop. It is coming. Why they didn't include it when they rolled out everything else on Forerunners to the thing, because look, this is smooth, this is buttery. I'm just click everything's going through. Yeah, there is a solution to it. They should have rolled it out. They didn't for whatever reason, and you're currently stuck with the buggy, laggy version of the shop. But there was a laggy shop on Forerunners for months, and everyone was getting really annoyed with it. So there is a solution. It's just coming. It's just it should never have rolled out without it, but it did.
Yeah, I think it came out at the same time that they added those 2 shops to it, right? And so they kind of everything just felt a little bit more smoother. So yeah, so that's I can see that could be annoying to some at the leggy shop. So all right, so that's one, but I'm just waiting for you.
Another one. Now this one. I'm going to stick a video on in the background, because this is something I raised a year ago, 23rd of September, 2023. I put out a video on the Dragon Slayers community channel. It's now going by Velicium. You can just about see that behind me. And it was talking about the fact that there is a bug in the arena, which is if you have 2 lords on the opponent's team, it displays them in the wrong order. So in this one, it's Wrath and Twin Fiend, and it looks like Wrath is the boss, but in fact, Twin Fiend is the boss, and Twin Fiend will activate like that. Over a year later, despite me going back and forth to the GMs, explaining the issue, going through, no, this is what's happening, and them saying, but Wrath's clearly the Lord. It's like, no, really, Twin Fiend's the Lord because of that. Can't do focus fire if Twin Fiend is not the Lord. And they kind of shrugged. Okay, oh yeah, there might be something, but they've not done anything with it. And it's still there. One of the guys on global said, no, there's this bug in arena where if there are 2 lords, the lords are displayed the wrong way around and you don't know which way it's going to be. So yeah, it's still an issue, this one. It shouldn't be an issue.
I see it from my logs, because there has to be something, especially if I'm using Ingrid and Pradius at the same time. I know that there's something goofy going on, because my defense log would just be all red. So something gets switched. And I know we're going to go over the Forerunner one here in a minute, but one of the things that I noticed as well, especially with the new setup here in Forerunners, is that you set your defenses, but then the whole rotation, or not the rotation, well, the mode, during the days that the mode switches, something is happening where the Lord gets kicked out and somebody else gets placed on their slot. So, I mean, the best that I can do is say, okay, here's what's happening, and send screenshots. And then they said, well, we need a video. And you're like, no, I can't record for 48 hours waiting for you to switch the mode. Just look, the Lord is getting kicked out. I didn't set it like this. It doesn't make sense. So yeah, it's hard to communicate this little type of issues. So hopefully, putting it in a video, maybe they can kind of see what we're trying to emphasize here. But
yeah. So
for my
yeah,
purposes, is I've been avoiding the two lords in arena for a while now. The other thing is that apparently we have observed this interaction also happening in GvG. So it seems
right.
like, the stats that are supposed to be coming from Radius are not, and it's Ingrid's, and it's just the interaction is not there. Or you can even see that because Radius is lightning, or what's it called? The divine call out, or it's
Divine
not
justice,
triggered.
like final justice, and
Yeah, something that
yeah.
yeah, it's not triggering. You do not see it triggered during the replays. So yeah, I don't know if there's a disconnect there. Now, all the members that are telling us this, they have to go through bug report. So that's a different crew handling it. We at least get a direct contact, right, that we can utilize. But it's
Yeah.
annoying when even we submit it through the channel, they get back to us and say, we don't see a problem. And you're like, what did I miss here? What did not end explain? So I don't know. We'll see. All we can do is highlight it and hopefully it gets fixed.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, I mean, the trouble with the arena, what the GvG wants is that someone also pointed out that auto runs in GvG are really, really buggy. Um, so you set your team up, you've got a strategy that works, and it should work really, really well on replay, and then you click the button and yeah, it fails. For some reason, the same team going through doesn't work. Your axes and dagger girls get killed before they manage to take out the tank, and then your double drop of wolves are running straight into the tank, and it's all game over. And this is a difficult one because there are a lot of heroes which add degrees of randomness to it. You've got Haas with his freeze that can mess people up. You've got Brockier who can freeze up to 5 units, and that sometimes means that he blocks 6 units because it's his ridiculousness. And yeah, you've got Ajax and Pelagios who can do crazy stuff with their kits, which have like Ajax or Ajax is like doing his lightning strikes, and Pelagios is doing can throw all of his spears if there's lots of enemies around, or he can do his vortex and pull everyone together, which is again on a random feature. So yeah, it's tough, that one, to say it's definitely this. I know in the past there have been issues around the 3.5 times playback speed causing issues. Rapin Assis was always saying that he could never trust the auto battles in Guild Boss to give him a decent run, and the only way he could do it was by manualing it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's stuff like that which is difficult to contend with. So.
No, I understand those that aspect, but it's it's at least just this whole like the lore not triggering, or the positions getting switched, or the game confusing who's supposed to be in which slot. That's a major sticking point. Now, auto battles in we're going to talk about auto battles in arena here in a second, so I'll leave that behind for now. But in GvG, we have always told the guildmates, don't trust it. Something is always thrown off, whether it's the deployment or how the 3.5 speed is managing the interaction during the fighting. So sometimes you can see the slaughterers and the daggers not doing what they're supposed to. And so just little things like that. I don't know if it's in the coding or the fact that you're trying to speed up the run that is completely, wrecking it.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to know what exactly it is due to.
Definitely. I mean, it is one of the most frustrating things to to have a feature that is offered and not being able to make use of it.
Yeah.
And on that note, one of the newest features that was brought into the game that we talked about last week as a highly anticipated feature, arena gear locking, as this groundbreaking feature which is going to make everyone's lives better. No, it's been over a week of pain. I mean, I will show you my teams, and bear in mind that not everyone is geared at the moment, but these are the sort of teams I am running. I am not running Mickey Mouse teams. I am running Praetus Ingrid teams on defense. I am running IOVAR teams on anti-air. I'm running single target teams. I started running Praetus Salazar on single target to try and like spice things. Something so weird is going on. Let's just jump over to my result page.
Okay,
This is my results on defense this week. This is a joke. Yeah. I mean, I don't have Valderon. Yeah. So fine. That rules me out of single target. But I should be getting more than 4% on defense across an entire week.
Yes, exactly. Given the server that we're in, right? Because we know who we kind of get an idea now. We know who we can beat, and we know who can beat us. So when we see on our logs, especially after we went through the painstaking task of making sure that we set up a runs, triggered the ultimates when we wanted them to, that somebody that you know does not have the account or the heroes to beat you is beating you, right? And we also have evidence, especially from our guildmates, that can see us in the wild, in the environment, not have the BP that we thought we had set up our defenses. So something definitely is not working correctly when it comes to gear set for the defense when you set it after something changes. Now on offense, we're seeing that nothing is that everything is working okay, right? Because we might have ungeared heroes. We still click auto fight and we see the BP that we set it up. And it runs like it's supposed to be set, right? Except for one minor thing, which you're going to bring up here in a minute. But in defense, something is definitely getting thrown off. Now, my hypothesis, and this is something I sent to you, was that it's happening when the rotation changes. I think that right now on defense, we are supposed to go in and set our defense every time the mode changes to make sure that for that particular 2 or 3 days is set. I don't know if they did that on purpose or is bugged, but I think that is what's happening. Is that when the mode reset or changes, that everything gets wiped out on the defensive side, and you have to go redo it all over again.
I don't even know if that's true. I mean, I sat down with one of our guildmates, and I asked him, "Can you just check my team? I'm getting absolutely annihilated on defense.
Yeah.
Can you?" And he's like, "Oh, it's 250." It's like, what? I'd set that up. So I went, I said it again. I clicked, I went through, I got him to save it. I did the test. I'd saved the defense. I removed one like artifact from a hero, and I said, "Okay, now can you see what I'm saying on defense?" And it was saying the right value. The value was I was expecting. And then like 4 hours later, 5 hours later, someone messages me on Discord and said, "You really need to check your heroes. They're showing up as ungeared. Your BP is 255k." It's like, doesn't make any sense.
They just had recently refreshed the page.
I think so, yeah.
Oh man, it's so yeah.
And even not. I mean, that BP. If you click on it, it says this is an estimate based on the enemy's target. So,
well, I've kind of flashed you my defense log. So single target arena, it was a nice combination of win and losses, and I was like, okay, this might be working. Then the mode change, and what I had set up 2 days prior for anti-air got completely wiped. I mean, it's like teams with 395,000 BP beating me. And it's like, no, that's not this. No, I refuse to believe that something happened there, or that they were able to beat me how I had it set up. And then I redid it again, and now I'm going to see if it stabilizes. But I already deranked so much that I have to catch up again. But if it was working as intended, it should have had the BP that I had set up. And I send you the screenshot. Okay, here I'm clicking out of battle on offense. Sure enough, it was exactly the BP that I had set it up in. So something resets every if it's not every time it switches and it's just daily somehow resetting it. This is definitely something they need to look into, because it's already annoying a lot of our Forerunner guildmates. Just imagine if they put this out on global as it is. It's going to just, it's going to be cluster F, number one. People are already, some people don't even like the content, but they're trying to push on it to get Lady Alexandria. And it's just going to completely annoy them if you are making available something that is not working. Like you have
just
described
add to this. This week is the end of season on Forerunners. It's the end of a GvG season. So this is 3 months of fighting, and it's come down to the last 2 weeks have been completely screwed up because of this gearlock feature, which isn't working.
In arena, right?
In arena.
For arena.
Yeah, so this is it. 9th to the 9th to the 12th to the 1st. Sorry, 12:01. So until tomorrow. This rate is supposed to be there. It's not going to be there, and the chance of me hitting Overlord before tomorrow is practically zero. So I'm gonna miss out massively on Apex coins for Alexandra.
Yeah, so this is a good reminder that to people is that we're not talking about the weekly reset. I mean, there is actually now a seasonal reset. So if you don't remember that switch, that they added a seasonal every now there is actually a season and that gives you a different tier of rewards. So there are a lot of Apex coins in that. So this is what Arturos was saying, that you typically want to finish in Overlord for the season end because you're getting a good chunk of Apex coins. And so now that we have encountering this problem here, we have to make sure that we're on top of it to make sure that we can push now, because we cannot trust the Gears locks feature because of everything that is going on right now. So people were using it thinking they're going to be set for the week, and it completely just, some people had to go and redo it again and make sure everything was working correctly. But I know that from some of the conversations we were having with our guildmates too, is there are discrepancies in damage and also on what was the other one? The timings. So,
let me just see if I can bring that up. I agree. Let me just see if I can bring that up. I made myself tiny, but okay, fine. So the point we've got here is one of our guildmates. He's been running these his team, and he spotted that the trainer is making it so that the damage that he does in the trainer mode is different to what he's seeing against weaker enemies. So here he's doing like 65,000 per hit on these base level units. Okay, so for comparison against a high damage enemy, he's doing he's doing around 58,000. Skipping on a bit, so you go 58,000 per hit against these same enemy units, which you kind of expect. The defenses are higher against a BP, which is higher. And the final thing he's pulled together is that against a weaker enemy, here we've got them coming in, and he's doing 64,000. So just for memory, against himself, against his own unit in the trainer mode, he was doing 65,000. Now he's much higher BP team here. He's about 40k over the defense BP, and so he's doing he's doing less damage against a team which is weaker than he is on attack versus a team which it just doesn't seem to make sense. So this is going to screw up timings in terms of your offense and defense. I've always known that the trainer is okay for setting up a base team, but then in reality, for actually getting the timings, because enemies come out and there's pauses when the enemy's sending, like your opponent's dying because you've run around, or you know that you're going to be taking damage, so you need to have all of your ultimates ready to trigger early. But this is pretty annoying that you've got damage. Such big damage discrepancies like that, because it is going to mean that what you practice against yourself in the trainer mode is just not going to be anywhere near like what you're seeing the rest of the time.
Yeah, and then you have to kind of then compensate, right? If you're in the trainer mode, because you got to then think to yourself, well, even though I'm activating the ultimate on this spot, I might have to go a little bit early or wait it a little while, because I know that the whoever is supposed to clear a lane or supposed to be killing somebody is not doing it because the damage is different. It's
Right.
annoying. It's annoying because you set things up perfectly, and then you look at your log and there's a defense that should not have beaten you, and it's just it throws I think that even some people count on that too, because they might set up a defense to try to throw your timings off on offense as well. So it's I don't know. I don't know what the fix is. I don't know if it's the 3.5 speed that is doing it. I don't know if it's something in the coding that is not translating correctly. I don't know if it's just the slight changes in BP that is affecting how things are going to run. There's just too many variables here. And the only way we can do is just describe the issues as we're seeing them and have them try to figure out what exactly the problems are.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest challenge a lot of these things are is whenever you raise these issues, you're told, "I'll record a video," and it's like, well, how do I
It's
know I'm
hard.
going to encounter a bug before I encounter the bug?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So, is there anything else that we can say about Arena? Is there
I
any
got a
other
golden
point?
sap.
Hey,
After, sorry. Yeah.
you're gonna get hate comments now.
Yeah,
Is
I
there
hate
anything else
comments in this.
about Arena? Is there anything else that Scuba was able to share with you?
No, that was the main one.
Okay.
So
Should
yeah,
we
I
go?
think that
Should we go to the one that has been annoying me lately? Because I've been
go.
trying to change with it. So I don't know if you have the clip or if you're going to be able to show it in your account, but there is an annoying interaction going on with Wings of Grace and Invigoration sets right now.
Right.
And
So
you
I've
have
got you were telling me about it earlier. So and you told me to
Yep.
set up a healer. So I've set up Midan with
Okay.
oh no, sorry, I set up Hollow with a Wings of Grace set.
Wings
I've
Grace.
got lots of other units who there we go. So I can do a test with an alien and a Hollow in a guild boss, and we can have a look at how that is set up. So if you just dive across to Drake's Chasm.
Yeah, pick a dragon that is not going to kill you right away, but
Yeah, normal is fine. So come in here.
okay, so out of these fighter or this DPS that you have, with just pick if you can, just at least have an idea of who has a higher attack than the other.
So I've got 23,000 ish on Salazar, and I've got about 20,000 on on Arrogance.
Okay, perfect. So these are the two reference points.
Yeah.
All right,
So
so to make the people know how this is supposed to behave, so let's just put the two DPS down. on Arrogance and Salazar.
Right, so get Arrogance down, Salazar. I'm going to get Salazar in front just to make sure he's getting applied. Okay.
So
This is
now
the
you
Wings
have
of
Hollow.
Grace set.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so this
hold
is
on.
Wings
So
of
put
Grace.
Hollow one tile down because this is going to be very. This is going to be needed. Okay, they're right there. Point
Yep.
it, and then her inspiration should go to
Salazar,
Salazar.
12%.
Is the highest attack hero on the field. Okay,
Yep.
perfect. Now, place down Elowen
Okay,
and
Aelin. Yeah.
or Aelin, if she has an Invig, right?
Yeah,
Now
Aelin's an
that
Invig.
Invig should have gone to Arrogance.
Should have gone to Arrogance, yeah.
Right?
But
Because
it's tried to place it on him, but he's already got it.
he already has an inspiration on because okay, now redo it again, but leave Salazar out or put the two back in and then just do Alien just to show that in fact her Invig is working.
There you go.
Okay, perfect. And that was the Invig that went in Arrogance, right? So she does have Invig. Okay, then follow and now Salazar should have the Wind of Grace. That makes sense, right? The thing here is that is annoying is that you have to make sure, at least because of this interaction that is going on, that when you set up your board, that the whoever you're using the Wing of Grace on, either the range is small enough to only hit the hero that you wanted to apply, or that you have to make sure that anybody that you're going to invig first are the ones that are coming in first before you bring in the hero and the DPS that you're going to use the Wind of Grace set on, right? So that was one of my questions, was that if the Wind of Grace inspiration should it be coded to at least allow the invig or the inspiration from the invig set to go to another hero instead of trying to override the greater one of the one from the Wind of Grace set. I don't know. To me, that's an annoying little thing going on when it comes to the interaction between these two sets, because a player that doesn't pick that up and doesn't get the damage that he thought he was supposed to get might just say the set is not working. My thing right now, from what I'm seeing, is that you really have to be very careful as to who you select to get the Invig or the Wind of Grace inspiration. So this is why I was, if I use somebody like Hollow that has a very long range, you got to be careful as to who's in that range, because it's going to pick the hero already that has the highest attack. And if you already invig if you try to invig somebody that is on that field, it's just, you're going to waste it. So to me, that interaction, I think it should be coded in a manner where it's like, if Wing of Grace inspiration is there, just say equals false and goes on to the next one, or something to that, to just give an indication that this hero does not need it. So
Well, yeah, I mean,
case,
it clearly says that the buff only takes effect when the strongest buff is applied. So
right.
it does make sense that it is trying to apply it to the strongest hero, Salazar, and it's going 12%. But it's just annoying that it overwrites the other one. So,
I mean, the fact that the Wind of Grace says it just applies it to the hero with the highest attack. Okay, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. My problem is that if you bring in somebody with an Invig that has a very large range, and you're trying to add it to a hero that does not have inspiration, it's just going to say, nah, I like this one here. This one, for some reason, is the one that I want to put on. So it's hard to set up teams, I guess, especially if you're going to bring two Wings of Grace into the battle, because you have to make sure that either that individual does not have a long range that's going to cover other DPS that already have placed down, with the danger that your attack might go, your inspiration is going to go to that hero again. So I mean, to me, it's an annoying thing. I don't know if it's a bug per se, but it is annoying as to how this interaction is going on between these two sets right now.
Yeah.
So right now, everything that I'm doing with Samra and Guild Boss, I'm only or Drake's Chasm, I'm only doing one Wings of Grace set right now for now, because it's really hard, at least for my roster or the composition I was trying it in, to try to get 2 Wings of Grace on and then make sure that all the other proper ones were Invig, because of the big range that some of these healers have.
Yeah. I mean, do not talk to me about Wings of Grace sets. Wings of Grace bangles are my bane at the moment.
The Bengals always at a low rate, so it's really hard to complete a set. That's for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, look, I will come over here and I will show you my Wings of Grace gear collection, because it is absolute trash. Yeah, that is my Wings of Grace that I have forged that has been usable. Healer pieces and a flat attack. Absolute trash.
I guess for this episode, I just wanted to bring that up to people in case they were thinking about setting anything up, or they finally got a Wings of Grace for Dolores. Because that's what I got on my global account. So I wanted to make sure that I could try it and get a bigger boost on somebody like Twyla or something like that, right? And
Yeah.
I was starting noticing the thing is like, well, I'm gonna put Twyla down first, and then I'm gonna give her the Wing of Grace, and then I brought other people in, and I was looking at it, and it's like, where is the Invig going? And it was everybody's picking Twyla again. What is going on here? So eventually I got it all settled down to be to where I have it, where Twyla is the last one coming in, and then Dolores is then the last placement. But yeah, it's to me it seemed like it could be something that could be easily coded to make sure that this thing was not trying to put invigoration from, or the inspiration from invigoration on top of an inspiration from a Wings of Grace set.
Yeah, it's it's a stupid coding interaction that shouldn't be there. As you said, it should just be, this unit already has a buff to this stat, don't apply it.
Yep. All right. Anything else on the list that I didn't pick up or that we haven't mentioned?
No, that is the list of the bugs that or features of the game which we find annoying at the moment. So that was it. So to get to the reason you've all tuned in for today, the W Gold giveaway. So Sebastian has very kindly offered to bankroll 1,999 W Gold as a giveaway for getting my account to 250 subscribers. And the way we're going to do that is by having you guys write down in the comments with your user ID, your server ID, and this keyword. Okay, so this keyword. I'm going to make sure that's all nice and clear for you. Let me just go over here. Yeah, ARC250, your user ID and server ID, ARC250. Do keep tuning in. We enjoy reading all the comments that come in, and we wouldn't keep doing these if they weren't fun. I mean, at the end of the day, I enjoy this because it's like an hour on a Saturday night chatting with a friend about a game I enjoy. The fact that you guys are tuning in to watch them is a bonus for me. So thank you very much. Do keep doing that, and yeah, we're having a great time doing them.
Even with the bugs that are going on right now, if there's anything that annoys us, we still like the game, and we try to highlight these things to make sure that they're improved upon, so there is a better gaming experience. And so, before we log out for the day, just quickly show them how to copy paste the account number so they can then get
so
it from
let's the easiest way to do that, if you just come out to here, you click on your profile picture up the top corner, And then you get the double page thing here. So you just click on that and it copies it straight to clipboard.
Yep. So copy paste that in the comment section along with the keyword ARC250. And then on the next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to do the drawing, and then we'll pick one lucky comment out of the group. Hopefully, all of those that enter are also subscribed. So make sure you hit subscribe, like, do everything that you need to do to make sure that we can get this particular channel growing. And hopefully the podcast then gets a little bit more exposure. And as always, we'll be looking for guests to join us when there is actually interesting content coming into the game and something to discuss. We're definitely waiting for a good December patch, I imagine. And we'll see what else is coming down the line. But there's a lot of hints given out in the dev insights of stuff that we know is coming and that we want to forerun. And I'm still crossing my fingers that they're working on Honor's Gauntlet and making it better before they roll it out to global. But definitely,
I'd just like it to be
like
open for more than 2 hours a day when I can actually participate.
And then find a match, right? That's the other thing. So yeah, that's the other problem right now. So all right. Oh, but wasn't there something that you figured out from Honor's Gauntlet? A little hidden secret?
No. So apparently, so Lewis, who's one of the members of the Dragon Slayers on Forerunners, he's one of the top players in the on the Forerunner server. He was messing around in chat and sending around messages saying that you got extra Apex coins. He has actually put his hand in the air and said, "No, I was joking. That was a lie." So
that's a way to light up a fire. And I was like, "What?
Yeah.
No, we're all right."
No, he basically said if you finished in the top 10 of the Honor's Gauntlet in a week, you got given 1,500 extra Apex coins, and it's just like.
I mean, if it was true, I would have been okay. At least I'm glad that they're listening to the recommendations I gave them. You know, like add Apex going to this, but I wouldn't do it top 10. That would be a little bit nasty. It was like, what? No, okay, never mind. All right, that was a fun little thing that he pulled on you. Then, all right,
Yeah,
never mind. All right, so remember ARC250.
ARC250. Write in the comments. Like, subscribe. Tune in next time. We'll catch you. We'll be here. Join us and have fun.
All right.